great noodles. Good noodles. And so, we're sitting there, we get done, and she's like, my girlfriend, she's like, we need to talk.
Ooh, yeah.
It's been 3 weeks since she's done that last. Come on, 3 weeks. And she just says it again. And so she says, all this stuff about commitment, and maybe that we should see other people. And she dumped me.
That's horrible.
Cut me, gee.
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming up with 2-month anniversary.
Oh, that's a big
she
one.
dumped me.
Yeah.
Then I go home. Just everything goes bad. Toilet paper.
Yeah.
In the back, upside down.
Oh, that's...
Can you believe that? Upside. Can't get it right. People get it right. Put it right side up, over the top, like a waterfall. And so, I mean, just everything. My mom made meatloaf, and it's like dry as a desert. Can't be moist. A good moist meatloaf is good, but it's dry and it's bad.
Yeah.
It's a bad day.
Well, you know what? I was reading this verse today,
Well,
and I've been looking for someone to talk to me about
Ice cream would do me good.
Okay. Joe, what's wrong? Joe, what happened? Why are you so upset?
Your pet hamster died.
Joe, that's horrible. How did it die?
My dog choked to death on it.
What?
Joe! That's not even half of it. So there's Sparky laying on the ground choking on Junior, and I don't know what to do, but the life has left his poor lungs. So I go inside to get a box to bury him up. And out of nowhere, they get struck by lightning.
What?
So I got this pile of ash in my yard, don't know what to do with it. There wasn't even a cloud in the sky! Why, Junior? Why, Sparky? Now I need to go. I need to make funeral arrangements. No time to talk. I need to get a suit. Diane! Oh, well, shaking? You can't find these things anywhere!
Oh, but Diane. Oh, I've got a story to tell you. Oh, you would not believe my day.
Okay, what happened today?
Alright, this is how it started out. So I'm on my way to camp this morning, I'm driving along, and all of a sudden my car starts making this really weird noise. And I was like, man, what is this? So I was like, not again. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I just turned on my radio so I couldn't hear it anymore. And that worked for a little while, but then it started smelling, and I was like, oh, great. So I decided I better pull over, and of course, there's no house anywhere in sight, and my cell phone doesn't work, and I was like, oh, so frustrating. But I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and keep a good attitude and not let it get to me. And then I got like this little glimmer of hope. A car came driving along, and I went out, and I waved it down, and it just went boom, and went right on by.
That's so rude.
I know, I couldn't believe it. So I was like, oh, okay. God give me patience, because I was getting really frustrated. But I decided that I was just going to keep a good attitude. And then finally another car came by, and this one stopped for me, and there was a family out for a drive in the morning, and the dad said, hey, I know a thing or two about cars. So he started working on it, and I was just standing there watching, because I don't know anything about cars. And I got to start talking to him, and eventually I got to start talking to him about Jesus. And it was so cool. I got to share the whole gospel with him, and then I got to share the gospel with his family, and then the whole family got saved.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then I invited them to church. They said they'd be there. We got my car started. I was so excited, so I came right here to tell you.
Oh, that is so neat, Philip. You know what? I have been reading this verse this morning, and I just couldn't understand it. I'm waiting for someone to talk to, and I think you just helped me understand it. Okay, look, it says, I want you to know, brothers, that what has happened to me has really served to advance the gospel. and just the circumstances that happened to you. Your car broke down, people drove by you, but you still took those circumstances and those bad things that happened, and you turned them and used them for good. You witnessed to the people who stopped by, and they got saved, and they might come to church. There are a lot of other people who need to hear about this verse. Okay, tonight our skit was about some people who had some bad circumstances. Like, we had Carrie, who was, her library book was overdue, and she was mad. She took anger, and she used anger to get through her circumstances. And then we had Eric, and he just had a bad day. His girlfriend broke up with him. And instead of turning to God for strength, he decided to eat and complain. And then we had Joe, who, yes, the death of his hamster and dog was very sad, but just threw it out in his emotions and didn't turn to anyone, especially God, for help. But then we had Philip, who had different circumstances, and his day, his car broke down, his people passed him by on the road, but he still used those circumstances to further the gospel. He took the opportunities that God gave him to share the gospel, and the people in our skit, they got saved. And that's just our challenge to each of you, is that you will take the opportunities that God gives you to share His word and further His gospel.